Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the anatomy and the physiology of heart. Heart is a fast-sized organ that pumps blood throughout your body. Heart is made up of muscles and tissue. Your heart contains four muscular chambers that holds briefly blood before moving it. Electrical impulse which generate inside the heart helps to move blood through these chambers and create the heartbeat. Our brain and nerve system directs heart's function. So it is a first-sized organ that pumps blood throughout your body. It made up of muscles and tissue. It contains four chambers, and also there is an electrical impulses generating inside the heart to move the blood through these chambers. Our brain and nerve system control and direct the heart function. Now, where is our heart located? Heart is located in the front of our chest. It sits slightly behind and to the left of sternum, which is in the middle of our chest. Our heart is slightly on the left side of our body and it sits between your right and left lungs. And you know the left lung is slightly smaller to make room for the heart in your left chest. So where is our heart located? It is in the middle of your chest. Also it is in your left side area. Okay. And the rib cage protects heart. The heart weighs about 300 grams. Now here you can see the picture how heart look like. Okay. So here you can see the four chambers, right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. So in between right atrium and right ventricle, we have a valve called tricuspid valve. In between left atrium and left ventricle, you can see mitral valve. Okay. So these valves are known as atrioventricular valve. Why? Because it is between atrium and ventricle. So tricuspid valve is a atrioventricular valve. Mitral valve is another atrioventricular valve. And also another valves we have pulmonary valve and aortic valve. These two valves are known as semi-lunar valves. So this pulmonary valve is helping to carry or it opens when deoxygenated blood comes to right ventricle. Okay, and it will open to pulmonary artery, and this aortic valve will open when oxygenated blood will come to left ventricle. So basically this side carry deoxygenated blood. This blue color is deoxygenated blood and this is pure blood. Okay, so so this side, okay, left atrium and left ventricle carrying oxygenated blood. All right, so we will see detailing. So what does your heart look like? Your heart look like a little bit an upside down pyramid with rounded edge. And everyone's heart is slightly different in size. Generally, our heart is about the same as our fist. On average, an adult's heart weighs about 10 ounces. And your heart may be little bit vary in weight, okay, little more or less, depending on our body size and sex. And what is the function of heart? Heart is known as the pumping organ of our heart body, and the main function of heart is to move blood throughout the body. Blood brings oxygen and nutrients to your cells. It also takes away carbon dioxide and other waste so other organs can dispose them. And also heart maintains our blood pressure. So heart is carrying oxygenated blood to all part of the body and collecting deoxygenated blood for purification. So it is known as the pumping house of our body. Now we will see the layers of heart. There are three protective layers for our heart. They are endocardium, myocardium, pericardium. Endocardium is the inner layer, myocardium is the middle layer, and pericardium is the outer layer. So you can imagine how much protected our heart, right? Three layers are there. Okay. Now we will see the chambers. There are four chambers as we have seen in the first image: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. So these are all the four chambers. Okay, the upper chambers are called left atria and right atria, and the lower chambers are called left and right ventricle. A wall of muscle called septum separates the left and right atria and the left and right ventricle. So in between left atrium and left ventricle and right atrium and right ventricle, there's a minute separation is there, and separation is done by a septum, a muscle that is called septum. And among these four, left ventricle is the largest and strongest chamber in our heart because it pushes blood through the aortic valve into all part of the body. All right. So there are four chambers: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. In between right atrium and right ventricle and left atrium and right ventricle, there is a separation that is called septum. And among these four, left ventricle is the largest one because it carrying all the oxygenated blood and pushing or giving a force to go to all part of the body. Now we'll see the valves. And in between the right atrium and right ventricle and left atrium and left ventricle, we have small valves. Okay, there are two sets of valves: atrioventricular valves and semilunar valves. Atrioventricular valves we will see in between atrium and ventricle. There are two atrioventricular valves. They are tricuspid valve and mitral valve. Tricuspid valve is the door between your right atrium and right ventricle. Mitral valve is the door between your left atrium and left ventricle. So whenever you study, you take a picture of the heart. Okay, you take a picture and keep it in a side and read this. Then it will be very easy to understand. Then semilunar valves are other group of valve. And these valves open when blood flows out of your ventricle. They include aortic valve and pulmonary valve. Aortic valve opens when blood flows out of your aorta, and pulmonary valves opens when blood flows from your right ventricle to pulmonary artery. Then so there are three type of blood vessels we can see in heart: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carrying oxygenated blood. Arteries means oxygenated blood, except pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery only will carry deoxygenated blood to lungs, and pulmonary vein will carry good blood to left auricle or left atrium. All right, guys. So apart from that, all arteries carrying oxygenated blood only. Okay, then veins. Veins carry what type of blood? Deoxygenated blood. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, all these veins are carrying deoxygenated blood back to our heart. And capillaries are the small blood vessels where your body exchanges oxygen rich and oxygen poor blood. Now we will see the electrical conduction system. Your heart conduction system is like the electrical wiring of the body. It controls the rhythm and the heartbeat. Signals start at the top of your heart and move down to the bottom. This conduction process includes some specific parts. Okay, first one is sinoatrial nodes. So the electrical conduction will start from SA node. It's like a switch. When sinoatrial node generate that energy, only the blood will start moving. So without that switch or without that current, this process, no, like from right atrium to right ventricle to left atrium to left ventricle, carrying, moving forward, backward, this process will not happen. So we can say it is the power. Okay, this sinoatrial node or atrioventricular nodes or other nodes which you can see in this what in the slides are considering as the switches, electrical switches to move the blood in and out of the heart. So SA node is the first node, that is known as the pacemaker of the heart. SA node sends the signal that make your heart beat. Okay. Then atrioventricular nodes carries electrical signals from your heart's upper chambers to lower chambers. So from the atrial SA node, the AV nodes will carry this electrical signals to all part of your heart. So the other things are left bundle branch. It sends electrical impulses to your left ventricle. Then right bundle branch. It sends electrical impulses to your right ventricle. Bundle of Hess. It sends impulses from your atrioventricular node to Purkinje fibers. Okay, that is the lowest part. There are Purkinje fibers we can see in the heart. Then Purkinje fiber. It make your ventricle to contract and pumps your blood. So these are all the electrical conduction supporting system. Okay, and this conduction system is like an electrical wiring of the building. Without this electrical wiring, this heart blood flow or heart functioning will not happen in the proper way. Now we will see the physiology of heart. So deoxygenated blood returns to the right side of the heart via venous circulation. That means through the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Okay, deoxygenated blood returns to the right side of the heart. That means right atrium. Okay, then from the right atrium, it will go to right ventricle. Okay, from the right ventricle, it will go to lungs. Okay, from the lungs, or the purification will take place. What will happen there? Or carbon dioxide will get released and oxygen is absorbed. Then the oxygenated blood travel back to the left side of the heart into left atria. Then the left ventricle, from the left atria it will go to left ventricle. From the left ventricle it is pumped to aorta and to the atrial circulation. Alright, so deoxygenated blood is coming to the right side of the heart. From the right side it will go to lungs. From the lungs purification will take place and oxygenated blood will come to left side. From the left side it will go to left ventricle. From the left ventricle, I've told you left ventricle is bit large and strong comparing to other chambers because all the oxygenated blood will come back or travel back to left ventricle, and from the left ventricle it pumped into aorta and to the atrial circulation. So we will discuss in detail now. The first part of the conduction system is the sinoatrial node. Okay, without any neural simulation, the sinoatrial node initiate impulses around 70 to 80 times per minute because it establishes the basic rhythm of the heart. So when sinoatrial node initiates an impulse, this process will take place. Which process? This blood circulation process, like from right atrium to right ventricle, from right ventricle to lungs, from lungs to left atrium, from left atrium to left ventricle. Okay, this process will take place. So without any neural stimulation only, this sinoatrial node's initiation will take place. So without any neural stimulation, the sinoatrial node initiate an impulse 70 to 80 times per minute because it established the basic rhythm of the heart, and it is known as the pacemaker of our heart. SA node is known as the pacemaker of our heart. All of these components like SA node, AV node, bundle of His, right bundle of His, left bundle of His, Purkinje fibers, okay, all of these components coordinate the contraction and the relaxation of heart. The contraction of heart is called, okay, contraction of heart is called systole, and relaxation of the heart is called diastole. Contraction is called systole, relaxation is called diastole. Alright, then what is cardiac cycle? This alternating contraction and relaxation of the heart chambers coordinated by the conduction system during one heartbeat is known as cardiac cycle. And at a normal heart rate, one cardiac cycle lasts for 0.8 seconds. Okay, so all this process like left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle, and all this process, okay, will take place in 0.8 second. Each day, your heart beats around, okay, 100,000 times. This continuously pumps about 5 liters, that means 8 pins of or 8 pints of blood around your body through the circulatory system. It continuously pumps 5 liters, about 5 liters of blood around your body through the circulatory system. The blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to all part of your body to help your organs and muscles work properly. Now, after the SA node stimulation or AV node stimulation, what is happening to the blood? Now we will see that your blood flows through your heart and your lungs to pick up oxygen before being pumped to rest of your body. The physiology of this blood oxygen circulation consists of some steps. The right atrium receives blood low in oxygen or deoxygenated blood or blood with CO2 from the rest of the body through superior and inferior vena cava. So the right atrium receive blood low in oxygen. Okay, the right atrium receive blood low in oxygen or deoxygenated blood or blood with CO2 from the rest of the body through the superior and inferior vena cava. Then it pumps the blood into the right ventricle. Okay, The right ventricle pumps the blood low in oxygen or deoxygenated blood to the lungs to pick up fresh supply of oxygen. So from the right ventricle through pulmonary valve, through pulmonary artery, it will go to lungs for purification. Then the left atrium relieves pure blood through pulmonary veins. From the left atrium, it will go to left ventricle. So during that time, mitral valve will open. Okay, as soon as it fills, it will close. Then left ventricle, okay, from the left ventricle, aortic valve will get open and it will go to aorta. From aorta, it will go to all part of the body. So when SA node initiate the electrical impulses, okay, along with SA node initiations, AV node initiation, when the current starts acting, okay, when the electrical conduction system start functioning, the blood flow will take place in this format or in this way. All right, okay, so I'll repeat it again. Right atrium collects deoxygenated blood. Right ventricle send this blood to your lungs through pulmonary artery. Your blood pick up oxygen into your lungs. Then pulmonary veins carry the oxygenated blood from lungs to left atrium. From the left atrium, sends the oxygenated blood to left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it pumps out of your body through aorta. When the blood gets oxygen from your lungs and your brings it back to your heart, that's your pulmonary circulation. So this circulation is called pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation describes supplying oxygen-rich blood to your whole body. So the oxygenated blood carrying from right ventricle through pulmonary artery to lungs and collecting back to left atrium. So this process is called pulmonary circulation. And from here, from the left ventricle, okay, through aortic valve, it will go to all part of the body, aorta, that is called systemic circulation. So two type of circulations we have, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So in this slide, you can see in a simple way how to circulate the blood after SA node initiation. Okay, so deoxygenated blood from all part of the body to superior vena cava and inferior vena cava to right atrium, okay, through tricuspid valve, right ventricle, through pulmonary valve, pulmonary artery to lungs, okay, from there after purification to pulmonary vein to left atrium, through mitral valve to left ventricle, from there, okay, through aorta to all part of the body. So this is the physiology of heart. Okay, so our heart weighs 300 gram. Okay, it is situated in the left side of your body, okay, in the middle of the chest, okay, and it look like your fist, okay, and varying depend upon your size of and your weight and your sex, okay, and the weight is around 300 grams, okay, and every day every heart pumps how many liters? 5 liters of blood throughout the body, and our heart has three layers: myocardium, pericardium, and endocardium, and four chambers. Okay, right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle, and in between right atrium and right ventricle, you have tricuspid valve, and in between left atrium and left ventricle, you have bicuspid valve. Okay, these valves are known as what? Atrioventricular valves. Okay, and from the right atrium, deoxygenated blood will come to right ventricle. From the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve, through the pulmonary artery to lungs, purification will take place. From there, it will come to left atrium, the purified blood from the left atrium through mitral valve, it will come to left ventricle. From the left ventricle through aortic valve to aorta. From aorta, it will go to all part of the body. All right, guys. So this is the anatomy, the basic anatomy and physiology of heart, and also there's an electrical conduction system is happening. To perform this activity, we need electrical conduction. So heart itself generate without any neurotransmitter or neural stimulation. Hearts itself stimulate SA node. SA node is situated in the right atrium. Okay, so SA node is known as the pacemaker of heart. SA node stimulate that energy with that energy will carry forward to all part of the body with the help of AV node. Okay, so from SA node it will go to AV node, from AV node it will go to right bundle of his, left bundle of his. So the electrical impulses will circulate along with this blood circulation. Without this electrical conduction, the blood will not circulate. Alright guys, hope you understand. Next time with another video. Thank you. Another anatomy and physiology we will discuss.